Hi, everybody. Today we're going to talk about painful photos. So this was a topic in our Courageous Conversation series, and I actually received quite a few messages from women asking me if I would do this topic again because they were unable to join. And so because it seemed to resonate so deeply, I wanted to bring the content to everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and record the little bit of content that I share at the beginning of those conversations in order to get the conversation going. And then if it resonates or you want to talk about it more with me, please do reach out. Happy to continue the conversation. So I guess we'll first just discuss what even a painful photo is. So for me, a painful photo is a photo that you look at and you delete because you don't like how you look in the photo. It's a photo that you look at and you think, ooh, gosh, I don't like that one of me. Or you say, I love that photo of everybody else. Why do I have to look like that? Why do I do that in every photo? You don't like the way you look in the photo, and it elicits this kind of gut punch emotional reaction for you when you see the photo. That's a painful photo. The other kind of painful photo is the ones that we don't even have because we simply avoided being in the photos. So, those moments where there's a big group of our friends together, everyone's gathering around, someone's going to take the photo, and then you say, oh guys, not me, I'll take the photo, I don't need to be in this one, not this time, don't take my photo, and we avoid the photo. That's also the type of thing that we're talking about today. So this conversation really is centered around worthiness. I've got a few slides and I'm going to share my screen so that you can actually see those. And I'll just kind of take you through some of these slides so we can be on the same page together here. There we go. So you've got that concept of painful photos in your mind. Okay, great. You're thinking of a time when this has been in your experience, or you're thinking of a time where you have avoided the photo altogether. Now I'm going to invite you to start thinking about worthiness and what that even is. So worthiness is defined as the quality of being good enough. It's the quality of deserving attention and respect. So when we look at a photo and we say, ugh, gross, delete that. Oh gosh, I look awful. And we replace those words with, oh, delete that. I'm not deserving of attention and respect. I shouldn't be in that photo. Or, oh, I look awful. I'm not deserving of the attention and respect to be in that photo. I'm not good enough. Don't take my picture. I'm not going to be in the photo this time, guys. I'm not deserving of attention. I don't need that kind of attention. I'm not good enough to be in the photo. So those actions of deleting the photos that we don't like the way we look in, that we avoid being in, that action of doing that is actually an action of lacking in self-worth. The next concept I want to share with you is the difference between shame and guilt. So this is Brené Brown's work, and she has defined shame as a focus on self, where you think that you are bad, right? If you make a mistake or something happens, you place that on you as a person. It's you shame yourself and you believe yourself to be bad or not deserving of attention and respect, right? Guilt, on the other hand, you're placing fully on the behavior, right? I did something bad. I'm sorry I did that, but I'm still a good person and you shouldn't treat me that way, right? There's a huge difference. And so, in my opinion, if we're in a deep, deep circle of shame, if we're in a cycle of shame, we will elicit that same emotional reaction to a photo as coming from a place lacking in worthiness. So, I'm so gross because I've gained weight. I don't need to be in that photo. I am so gross because I gained weight. Delete that photo. I can't stand to look at it. Right? Shame-induced reaction to your paper reflection in the photo. Or don't put me in that photo. I've gained too much weight. I'll be in the photos after I lose weight. Right? We're shaming ourselves. It's a shame-induced action to remove ourselves from the photo. So after having lived through this now, it's been quite a journey. I have deleted a lot of photos. I have not allowed myself to be in a lot of photos. And I've kind of spent the time on looking at the pattern and realizing what is actually going on here. And because I've done this work, I now realize that the painful photos have nothing to do with my weight in the photo and everything to do with my self-worth or lack thereof at the time of the photo. So, what's painful about life in those photos is not the way my body looked, but the way my soul felt. So, when I look at different photos of different times and chapters of my life, and I get that gut punch reaction, and I think, gosh, I hate that photo. I think we've become conditioned to just assume that it's our body image that's the issue. And it's not. It's not. Our soul does not care what size our body is. Our soul cares that we have presence and fulfillment in our life. And when we are lacking presence and fulfillment, it's painful. We physically feel it. So when we look at a photo and it's of a time of our life where we were lacking presence or fulfillment, we are re-invited to feel the pain that was representative of that time. So here's a bit of a process that can take us from those painful photos to feeling prideful in photos. And I'll share an example with you as well. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can understand what your lived experience was at the moment in time that photo was taken. What was happening in your life? What was going on? Like nitty-gritty details of what your life was like at the time of that photo. Do an audit and then assess all of the areas of fulfillment in life at the time of that photo. So look at those 8 categories: your physical environment, your recreation, your personal growth, your romance, your career, your finance, your physical and emotional health, your friends and family. Write notes. Look at the photo that's making you feel this way and then make notes around all of these things. What was going on in your life? What was going well and what was struggling? What was missing? What was causing the pain in your soul? Where are you lacking presence? Get clear on that. Bring awareness to the state of being at the moment of the photo. You can see here what we're doing is we're removing the possibility. We're inviting the possibility that the pain could be from actually one of these areas in your life or a couple combined and not the number on the scale or the size of your clothing in that photo. Doing this, bringing awareness to the lived experience, allows us the opportunity to place it on something other than our body image. What you're going to do after you do this awareness, after you found this painful photo and you do this audit exercise, the next thing you're going to do is create a list of actions that you can take to change your lived experience. So now that you know what's going on and you've identified where the gaps and holes are, what are you going to do to change that? And how can you now show up in a prideful way in your photos instead of a painful way? So here's an example. So this photo was taken in April. This sweater is from before I was pregnant with Connor. So it's more than 5 years old easily. It's way stretched out. These pants are garbage. They're from the grocery store like a year and a half ago. They're way worn out and faded. They don't fit me well. I'm so uncomfortable, right? I'm basically standing here for this photo to be taken of myself. And my self-talk would be like, don't look gross in this photo. Or I now realize would be, you're not deserving of the attention and respect of this photographer who's standing here taking your picture. And that's why I look so uncomfortable when I see this photo. I've had people tell me that I look so beautiful in this photo, and I look at it and I think, oh. And I look at it and I think, no, it's not anything to do with my body or my hair or my face. It's everything to do with the fact that I did not feel worthy of having the attention of the photographer taking my photo. So my lived experience at this time was that everything hurt. Okay. So it hurt to eat. I had a shame-filled relationship with food, not to mention it physically hurt my body. It hurt to have sex. It was inaccessible to me. It hurt to play with Connor. My joints were so stiff. I was so inflamed, my whole body. Like I couldn't even enjoy playing with him or chasing him or anything like that. And I honestly thought it was my fault because I had gained a little bit of weight again, and therefore I would suffer. And when I lost the weight, I wouldn't hurt so much. My body wouldn't hurt so much. That's what I thought. I put all this pressure on losing weight. I blamed the frustration in my business with the fact that I had gained weight. I thought I needed to lose weight in order to get momentum and have my business be good again. You know, I was very disconnected at that point. I had intense feelings of failure. I didn't think I was able to achieve success. I didn't think I was deserving of love or adoration from Sean without first losing weight. Like I looked at this photo and I remember thinking like, gosh, they love me so much and I'm so gross. That's what I thought when I saw this photo. So I was living with a joy cap and I was refusing to receive love, adoration, or attention. So I was punishing myself by being unwilling to receive, right? This was in April. This was in September. So in between, I'd done a lot of work and I'd uncovered this process to bring awareness to my current lived experience, understand what my fulfillment was, come up with actions I could take to improve my lived experience and get to a better place of fulfillment. And this is what that looked like. I acted from a place of strong self-worth and talked to my doctor. Turns out my experience was not normal and I should not have had to be suffering as the way I was. We took the IUD out. Sex was no longer painful for me. It fixed it like that. I met with a naturopath. We identified several food sensitivities, and after mostly avoiding those food is no longer painful. I'm still working on my relationship with food, but it's getting so much better. I stopped resisting and instead began accepting my passion and purpose and began pursuing certification as a life coach and really stepping into my coaching business. I purchased new clothes that fit my body instead of the clothes from 5.5 years ago. Actually weigh 5 pounds more in this photo than the photo I done in April. I quit diet culture and I quit selling weight loss. And I truly believe that my body is deserving of attention and respect as it is. And the self-talk in this photo is take my photo because I want to capture this chapter of my life. And I think you can tell by the essence and energy in this photo that I'm stepping into believing I'm deserving of attention and respect and being in the photo. So that's the difference. So that's the process. And that's what we talked about on the Courageous Conversations call. So I shared that. Everybody then started reflecting on some of their own painful photos. We talked about things that we could do differently. We talked about practicing being in photos. Like it can be as simple as like, how do I even stand in a photo? Like, how do I pose? Like, I want to be in the photo, but like, how do I stand in a way that really makes me feel deserving of attention and respect? Right? We thought that would be a fun thing to do as an action of affirming our self-worth and working towards those prideful photos. We talked about all kinds of things like that. We had some great reflections and conversations, and I always love talking about this type of a thing. And so if you have a painful photo that you're going to go through this process with and move from painful to prideful photos, and you would love to tell me about it, I would love to hear about it. If anything at all resonated from this for you, please do comment, like, share, save this video, do all the things, talk to me about it, tell me everything. I love these conversations, and I think that you and I are deserving of attention and respect, and we should be in the photos of our life. We should document the memories and the moments, and all of those memories and moments ideally are those where our soul is present and fulfilled. So that's that for painful photos and worthiness. Again, please do reach out. I'd be happy to hear what you think.